My friends, I'm so happy that we have our guest today, and of course, we are with a special guest with us. Of course, I explained to her everything about this project, what I am doing now, this live streaming, and I'm so happy that she decided to be with us. Monica Mahasin, I love her very much. I love her performance on stage very much, and I'm so excited to hear a lot of things from her. And welcome with us, Monica.
Thank you so much. I love being your student and learning from you. And really, it's a big honor for me to be here, to be your first guest to this wonderful project, which will spread lots of information. And we dancers from all around the world will also be able to know each other better. So I'm so happy. Thank you so much to be here.
You are welcome. It's an honor for me too to be with me and to be in this project. You are the first one, as I told you from the beginning, and I was waiting until you be ready to start it. This project together. I'm so happy and I'm so excited for this too. Monica,
Me
please.
too. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You are welcome, my dear. Monica, please, would you please introduce yourself for us?
Okay, so as you said, my name is Monica Mahasin or Mahasin, and also here in Brazil we say Mahasin, and in Egypt I started hearing my name Mahasin. That's interesting. Interesting, yes. So I started studying Oriental dance by chance,
Wait.
and it was in the last century.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
By the way,
Yes.
it was in 1998.
Ah.
So I just wanted to dance and have fun. And the interesting thing is that I had no idea about this dance, but they offered me Oriental dance. And I said, okay, that's okay. Let's go and dance and have fun. But the first class, when I saw my teacher, my first teacher, her name is Suzy Maktab. When I saw her in that costume and I listened to that song, wow, it was love at first sight. I had never seen that on TV. I had never seen that before. I used to live in a small town. Now I live in São Paulo, but I used to live in a small town, and we don't have people from Arab countries, it was really the first time, and it was love at first sight, and then I could never stop,
Ah.
And
you
yes.
feel in love. You feel in love with this type of art. Yeah, I
Yes,
believe
I
you.
fell in love. I fell in love. Really, in the first minute, I fell in love, and I thought I want this for the rest of my life. But I did not intend to be a professional. I did not intend to be on the stage. I did not intend to be a teacher. I thought I could never do that. I just wanted to learn. But 5 years later, I started teaching, and and also having classes with other teachers from Brazil. And in 2007, I went to Egypt for the first time, which was my dream. And I came back sometimes later.
We are so lucky.
And I also fell in love with Egypt, of course.
We are so lucky.
And Egyptian people. And Egyptian teachers. And I fell in love so much with Egypt, So every time I have the chance, I come back and keep studying all the time.
Monica, you are welcome anytime. This is this is your second home, if you like, of course, and you are welcome anytime to come to Egypt, and you are welcome to our home, of course. We are so happy you visited us here, and we are excited to see you once more again in Egypt.
Oh yes, please soon.
Monica,
Thank you so much.
welcome. Monica, you chose one topic of dance. I saw or I watched you dancing this topic of dance, of course, several times, and I love very much to watch you once more again and again and again. In this topic, actually, this is the Melaya Leff, and the Melaya Leff is something very unique and very special. What is your opinion about the Melaya Leff?
Well, I love dancing with the Malaya because I think I can feel a little bit more Egyptian, when I am using it.
Yes, yes.
Because I think it's something so charming and special, and it's really something unique. So when I dance with the Malaya, I feel like I am on the streets of Cairo or on the streets of Alexandria, and I think it brings all this atmosphere. And I would love, as I told Hoda once, I would love to see the women wearing the Malaya on the street. But unfortunately, they don't wear it anymore. And Hoda told me one day, let's walk around the streets with the Malaya,
Do you know?
So,
yes.
And also, I read once that Egyptian women, when they wore the Malaya on the street, they felt really proud, of being Egyptian and proud of themselves. And it was a sign of dignity also, and also very charming, everything together, And so it's really, really special to me.
Since around maybe 2 weeks or something like that, we were in Alexandria, Huda and I. We went to Alexandria for some business we have to finish over there. And actually, I was running everywhere to see someone in the street with a Malaya, but unfortunately, was very difficult. I saw no one. I remember when I was old, not young. Now I am young. I saw several times women in the street, even in Cairo, walking in the street with a Malaya. But now was very strange for me. Even in some places, ordinary places in Alexandria, I tried a lot, but I found no one. Was very. I was sad. I wanted to see someone. Maybe I can stop her and we can talk together. Really, it was in my mind like that. I'm crazy. Sometimes I do some crazy ideas jump from my mind, but I didn't find. So that was a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, when we went to Alexandria looking for for something like this, but I didn't find. What can we do? Do you know? Tell me. Do you know? Do you have any idea about the story of Malaya, for example, or dancing? Dancing. What is your idea about dancing? The story or something like this. Do you have any idea about it?
So, what I can say is that what I learned so far is that there is no specific dance with the Malaya. The Malaya dance.
Great.
When we refer to a woman dancing on the street, for example, yes. If we think that there is a specific folk dance with the Malaya on the street, for example, this has never happened. So what we have, right? What we have is a dance based on women's gestures and women's way of wearing it on the street as an accessory, just to cover their clothes, right?
That's right.
So I can remember I was so fascinated with Fifi Abdu dancing with the Malaya. I think that when she entered the stage with the Malaya, wow, I was really, really fascinated. And also the Reda Troupe with the pieces about Iskenderia, and with the main dancer, the main female dancer, wearing a dress and also the Malaya, you know. So let's talk about the theatrical folk dance, right? And based on something that really existed, which is the accessory worn on the street, you know, to go out and to cover their clothes. So I think it's something very interesting that has been done on the stage based on an accessory that was part of women's life in the past. Unfortunately, in the past.
Yeah, do you know that the first one who created the Melaya dance on a stage was Mahmoud Reda? He was the first one. Yes, and many people all over the world, or especially many dancers all over the world, they thought it is type of folk dance in Egypt, but it is not. It is just imagination from the great Mahmoud Reda when he created like this.
Great.
I love this very much, and I love his ideas when he creates something special, something unique.
Yes.
You know, I give some classes about how to create the dance on a stage through or connected with our folk, but it is so difficult sometimes to create something like that. This Malaya, for example, one of these ideas which was very difficult in my mind. I thought, or I think in my mind, it's not so easy to do something like this. It needs someone also very unique to do something like that. Same like Mahmoud Reda, really. Yeah.
He was a genius.
Yes, really, he was a genius, and he did a lot of wonderful choreographies on a stage. I loved him very much. I was one of his students, as you know, and all of you know, of course. And I think you had some classes with him or not?
I had. I am so happy I could have at least one class in Cairo with Mahmoud Reda and also Nazreen, which I also love so much. And it was really, really special, really special.
Tell me please, how you can collect or you can search for the Melaya Leff music or songs? How you can do it? Or how you do it?
Well, in the beginning, I think we start listening to songs that are used by Egyptian dance folk troops, you know. So we see what is already being used by Egyptian dancers. Also Fifi Abdu, you know, when she dances with the Malaya and the folk troops. So I started listening to other people's work, but from Egypt, of course. And after that, yes, they are the reference. Your people are the reference, right?
Yes.
So first I do this, and also when we have classes with teachers from Brazil, but especially from Egypt, we also receive some songs which are specifically, so we always start like this, you know. But after some time, we notice a special flavor in the song, and also when it talks about the Malaya, and when there is a song which I am not sure, which I don't know exactly it is to dance with the Malaya, then I think, I guess this might be, and generally I am right. That's why I talk about the flavor, you know, in the song.
Yes.
I understand a little bit of Egyptian dialect. I am having classes, but a little bit, not able, of course, to understand the whole song. So what I always do is to ask. I ask to confirm. I ask you and the other Egyptian teachers, can I use this song with the Malaya?
Yes.
So to be 100%, I discovered after many years studying a lot, also in Egypt, that when we talk about songs, we have to ask. because even if I master Arabic, I am just in the beginning. But even if I am fluent, I will never know everything, and I will never know all the dialects and the different vocabulary from each region and the story of each song. So I do this. Now I am able to think, oh, I guess this can be, and even melody, or if it talks about Skinderia, it's easier, and the rhythm and the lyrics, I can identify some words, and it's so happy, these songs about Skinderia. So, but before, I always ask someone from you guys to confirm, to be 100% sure.
We have different types of Melaya Leff in Egypt. I think all of you know it, actually. The main two famous different types of Melaya Leff, the first one is Alexandria and the second one is Cairo. Between Alexandria and Cairo, there is a delta. Delta, they have also a special type of Malaya, but it's mixed between Alexandria and Cairo. Also, Upper Egypt, they have a special type of Malaya. As I told you, I think, or as I explained to most of you, this type of Malaya. But tell me, please, how long it takes until you can create your Malaya choreography? How long it takes?
The last time it took 1 month.
1 month?
1 month? Yeah, the last time it was 1 month because I cannot create it every day, I have just some hours every week.
Yes.
So last time it took me 1 month.
1 month, but I think 1 month is to create a choreography for you, yourself. 1 month until...
No, for a group.
For a group later I will ask you, but I'm asking you about a choreography for yourself to dance on stage. You know why I asked you? Because something special, something I will tell you, but I don't want anyone to hear it. I fell in love with your performance in Malaya on a stage. I love it. So for this reason I asked you how long.
Thank you so much. Wow, really?
Really?
I'll tell you something.
I told you this. I told you this before. I told you this several times before. I love you when you dance the Malaya on a stage. I feel you. I will not say more. Stop. Please say. Tell me.
Okay.
How. Yeah.
Well, I danced Skandarani with my students. So that is something. But when I danced solo,
yes.
It was generally melody, with the
Malaya.
Malaya. No, it was always melody with the Malaya.
Yes.
And it was 100%, and all of the times it was improvisation. 100% improvisation.
Fantastic.
I just grabbed the Malaya and entered the stage.
Fantastic.
And yes, I never make a choreography for me. And generally I spend a lot of time making choreography for students, Yes. And when it's my turn, I enter the stage and I always improvise. I can sometimes dance 1 or 2 times or 3 times the song. And of course, before that, I studied the song, the lyrics, and I wanted to know about the song and the story of the song. But I never make a choreography for me.
But this pushed me, your speech now, or you're talking now about Malaya, pushed me to ask you how many times you performed Malaya or danced Malaya on the stage. How many times?
Oh, let me think. I guess 5 times.
Only 5 times?
With live music, 5 times. With live music and also CD, 5.
Yes. I feel much more. I don't know why, but I feel much more because you danced this, or you performed this type of dance much more perfect. So I thought you do it or you dance it several times. Really?
Maybe more. I can remember now 5 times, at least the last 5, maybe a little bit more, but that's it. And
But
maybe it's because I like it so much.
but where had you studied the Melaya Leff actually? In which country, or do you study it in your country, or in which country, and where, and when?
Okay, so let's see, maybe 15 years ago, I was presented to the Malaya
Oh,
here in Brazil.
15 years, and you said now 5 times only? Ah,
It took me a long time to start dancing with the Malaya, you know.
ah,
The first time I saw it, I think it was 15 years ago. Yes, it was a course here in Brazil, and it was more like Scandarani, but with a little different approach, different from the way they dance in Egypt. And I saw that, and I thought, that is not for me. Really, I thought I am too shy to dance that. I
oh,
can't do it. I will
oh,
not study this. Really, it's my first feeling, you know, a
ah,
long time ago.
yes,
So many years passed, and then I started seeing more dancing from Egypt. And then I started and reading about. I
ah,
read some texts about it on the internet,
ah,
and I also had some more classes here in Brazil. And then I started looking at it in another way, you know. When I started studying more from the source, then I started seeing it in a different way. And after some time, I started dancing with it, you know, because first, you know, I improvise always, but I studied a lot before that,
ah,
you
this is
know.
very important.
I got really next to Egyptian women. I needed that. I
Mm.
needed to be close to them. And even I could not find one on the street wearing a Malaya.
Yes.
Reading about them and being next and watching women in Egypt, in Cairo, and being in Iskenderia, in Alexandria. Also, I guess all this gives us something, you know.
Yes,
And
especially.
when we improvise, it comes, you know.
Like that, yes. Tell me about your students. I think you taught your students Melaya dance. You was talking about
How
your
I
students.
teach them.
Yes, yes. Tell me, yes. Explain to me, please. Yes, how you teach them and their minds when they saw it the first time or when they involved inside. Tell me about it, please.
Okay, my students all love folk dance, you know, really. Wow, they really fell in love all the time. But talking about, yes,
Yes.
talking about the Malaya itself. So first,
Uh,
I talked to them about the story of the Malaya and why the women wore it. And this part that it was also a sign of honor and dignity, you know, they were so proud to wear it on the street and cover themselves. And
yes.
although they were covering themselves, the Malaya is also tight,
Ah,
you know,
yes,
so
yes,
it's also very charming.
yes.
And so first I love to tell them all I know, really everything I know about it.
Yes.
And after it, then we start practicing and using it, you know, and how can I say this?
Warbit.
Using it on
Warb the
the
Melaya.
body, you know, and
Yes.
feel the accessory as if we were on the street, you know, like those women. And then I started the choreography with the steps and the Malaya together, you know,
Yes.
and with the students. Generally, it was songs about Skinderia, about Alexandria,
Most of
with the
the
students.
yes,
But
I
also, well, also melody, but more with
Alexandria.
Camerooni songs.
You know the
Yeah.
difference. Yeah, the difference Malayas between Cairo and Alexandria. That the Malaya in Cairo is longer, and the Malaya in Alexandria is shorter than Cairo. You know this, of course, and the costumes, yes, also.
Just something about what you said, because maybe people who are watching us have never heard about it.
Yes,
So I think it's very nice to understand why it is something and why it is another thing. So if I only say, the Malaya is smaller in Alexandria, of course now we don't have much time, and it's bigger in Cairo. But when they understand that the long galabeya, if you want to hide it, you need a longer one, a longer Malaya.
clever,
And
clever.
short,
You are
you need
clever.
the short Malaya because it's enough. So wow, you are another dancer on stage.
You are
You know,
clever.
you will know
Yeah.
what to do.
I was
So
hiding this. You are clever
yes, yes, yes. It's so important for us
to
dancers,
understand.
for students to understand why. And
Yes.
anyway, because we generally have one class a week only,
Ah. Is that means you find or you face it or you facing any obstacles can stop you for something. I mean, sometimes I cannot understand. For example, for me it's okay, but I'm talking about you. For example,
Yes.
you cannot understand the lyrics, for example, or just some types of music. I'm not pushing you to choose what I explained, but just coming to my mind something like that. Is it for this, for example, can take longer time, or only just because of one time per week studying?
Everything, because when I make a choreography, I want to know everything about the song. I want to know about the lyrics, so I generally ask someone from Egypt to translate, and I want to study it, and I really want the students to feel it. I don't want them to know the choreography.
Very important point now you are talking about. Mwah. Perfect. Tell me.
This will change everything, because everybody can move.
Very easy.
Everybody can learn steps.
Very
but
easy.
when we know what we are doing,
that's
it
right.
will be more. It will be true, and the people who are watching, they will feel.
That is my friend Monica. I know. I love this. Yes, very important. Yeah.
But yeah, it's what I believe, really.
Yes.
The person who is watching does not need to understand about dance, but they have feelings, and they know how to feel. They know if you are just repeating steps or if you know what you are doing. They feel, especially folk songs, folk dancing. I think they identify themselves when it's something popular, something real from the people. They feel happy and emotional, and I think all the humanity is like this. When you touch someone's heart, they will feel. They don't need to understand about it.
In the end, they spread it all over around them or everywhere around them, which is very important for dancing, actually. If I'm dancing without feeling, that means I'm nothing. I do nothing. So I have to spread my feeling to the audience or to the people who are watching me. This is very, very important what you said about it. But tell me, please, what is the opinion of your people, I mean your country, about especially this type of dance when they watch it or when they see it, or when they see it either the first time? For example, some people, for example, they saw it in the first time. What is their opinion about it?
Here, many people, I see that people love to watch different things. It's nice to see Oriental, but when you put folklore on stage, wow, people really, really love it.
But about
Malaya?
Malaya, yes. Yes, about
Yeah,
Malaya.
the Malaya. The Malaya is the same thing. You know, people like to see it. People who are watching, and I don't know if, and of course they see it's something different. You know, and people like to see different things, but not modern things. I mean, folk. You know, I see they like to watch folklore. You know.
I think, yeah, I think because maybe the music is closer to each other. I mean, the Egyptian music and the Brazilian music, maybe they are close to each other or something like that. It could be, I don't know. But the lyrics sometimes difficult, and the
Yeah,
lyrics most
yeah,
important.
yes. But people like it. I feel that people love it, you know. And you asked me just about the people who are watching, or also between dancers.
No,
I don't
watching.
remember. Sorry.
No, watching.
Watching.
Audience.
Yeah, yeah.
Audience. Yeah,
They
audience.
like it.
Yeah, because sometimes we can create a choreography which is wow. We think like that, but suddenly the audience cannot understand. That means we are losers. So for this reason, I asked you, the Milaya is something very special, and when I see something special, sometimes I cannot understand. So it will be strange for me. For this reason, I asked you, do your people love it when they see it on the stage?
Yes, yes, they do.
Tell me, please, how you can find the accessories of Melaya in your country? Is it easy or not? I mean, the accessories and the costumes.
The Malaya with the plastic coins, this Malaya, only in Cairo. I have many, and I bought. Yes. I brought some to sell, but I kept all them for me. From Cairo, you know. I was going to sell, but then I decided, no, I want to keep them all.
Yes.
I buy them in Cairo, and here only if someone brings from Cairo, but it's not easy to find in stores in Brazil. Also, stores that sell things for dancing, it's not common, definitely not common. For my students, we had to buy the piece of fabric, the black one, you know, and I asked someone to put the plastic coins. It's hard to find.
This is actually the Melaya. It is a piece of fabric, big piece of fabric or wide piece of fabric, and we use it like that. But the color is the most important question. Sometimes I saw some dancers. They are using a different types of colors for a fabric, for the fabric, which is I'm afraid to say it is not right. The black color is the most important color, which is the right color for the Melaya. Tell me, please, the funniest thing had happened with you on the stage with the Melaya, if you have.
Well, it's not that funny, but something that happened to me once. I was dancing with the yashmak, you know, and I planned in my mind, you know, it was not a choreography, to take it off. I was planning to wear it just in the beginning and then take it off.
And
then I was dancing and dancing and dancing, and I was having
and you forgot.
Fun. I forgot.
Yes.
When I noticed, it was almost the end of the song, and I thought, oh my God, I am still wearing the yashmak, you know, and yes. And then oops, and then I took it off, you know.
A hidden dancer, she dancing now, a hidden dancer, or beyond the yashmak. Yes.
So yes, it's nice to see the face, you know, and but it's also so nice to wear the yashmak. So yes. I wanted both.
But I tell you something. Sometimes, or let me explain you something. When something is hidden, hidden, I cannot see, or I see a little, I cannot. So it gives me much more imagination. This is number one. Number two, sometimes when we find something hidden, we as a human being love very much to go and want to see what is beyond this or what is behind this. This is the human being feeling or something like that, habit. So this is, or what you did, it was fantastic. Yes, also sometimes I want to see your smile or your laugh, but you hide it. I know from your eyes what you are doing with your mouth, but it is very easy, it is very difficult for me to see, but if I see, that means wow, something like that. So for this reason, all the time I'm imagining now you are smiling, or you are not, or you are laughing or not. A lot of questions. Sometimes during the performance or during the choreography, I'm asking my dancers, my students, sometimes put a question mark. Let this question mark running inside the audience's minds, which can let them all the time connected with you or connecting with you, ask themselves what is going on, what will be later, what she is doing, or something like that. So what you did was perfect in dance, in your choreography.
Great.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Yes, also, but not too much time, huh? Show me your mouth.
Yeah.
I love this very much, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me the connection, if you know. Tell me the connection between Melaya Leff and Oriental dance or belly dance. Do you think that there is a connection between all of them? I know this question is a little bit strange, but do you understand what I'm talking about?
It's a little bit tricky, maybe. With Oriental, I think I will let this one to you to answer, because let's let the professor talk. We have a doctor here, but yes, I refer the Malaya more with melody and
yes,
dancing on a stage, but more thinking about theatrical folk dance. And if I think about the Raqs Shar'i, then I want to hear from you.
I open one door, which it means when I warp the Malaya around my body, can let the audience think how my shape looks like. And when I move with the Malaya around my body like that, they start to think how it looks like, the step. Everyone can imagine the step by his own mind. And when I open the Malaya, this is, for example, when I open the Malaya and they see if his imagination same like what he saw, it will be wonderful, but it will be basic. If his imagination far from what he see, here is the main point. This is the pictures.
The question mark.
Yeah, this is the pictures inside minds. What I think I explained you how the pictures coming to my mind or to the minds when people look around and see everything and take an image. Keep it in their minds. It is very important in dance, but I'm not here to give classes or lectures. I'm here listening to you.
It was just this one.
Yeah, because this is very important to understand the audience's minds. This is very important. Sometimes, as I told you, we do something, we think it is right, but it is completely wrong, or taking us to a place we don't want to go in or to enter. This is very important. But sometimes little times it is good, a few times it's good when I take the audience with me in the area which I enter now. This is very important. I know sometimes it's complicated because my mind is complicated. A lot of things I have been read about it, so I don't want to explain much more about it to let people feel that I'm crazy. But in dance, I love it. I love it in dance. Do you prefer Oriental dancing much more or folk dancing? Tell me, please.
Well, I love both, of course. I love both, and it's really hard to choose one. And when I dance, I generally dance both. You know,
Wow.
I dance Oriental and then I dance folk because I really love both. But
This is I love to hear from
in
you.
the last years, I
Yes.
have been dancing more melody. You know, I think we have phases also that we love more one thing than the other. And
You
the last years,
you made me crazy last time I saw you in Baladi with the stick and also. Do you remember? I told you. I wrote to you. I
yes,
told you. Wow, fantastic, perfect. Even your feeling, even your mind, even your inner feeling, which when it was coming out, suddenly you touch my heart, you touch my mind, you catch my eyes. I told you this.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you know, melody is something I have been studying over more than 15 years. And generally, I don't see something and dance. You know, you asked me why it took me so long to dance with the Malaya. So I guess it's all this time that we keep being in touch with this, you know. And then when we start dancing, everything comes together, you know. So the thing I have more fun and delight is dancing melody, you know.
Yes.
If I have to choose one thing. And folk in general also, you know, because it's more fun. So I can choose a little bit more folk if I have to choose one. But I love really both. And what I prefer to do always is to dance both. First Oriental and then I change costumes. For me, this is very important to change costumes and then dance melody, for example.
This is led me to ask you what is your opinion about the future? I mean dance, I mean Oriental dance or folk dance in the future. In your country, then in the world, in your mind. What's your mind? What you think about?
Okay, that's a very hard question to answer because I think that we have bad and good things happening now, which will interfere in the future.
Oh.
And what I see that in Brazil, and well, here in Brazil, we have many people really interested in learning this dance, you know, and I feel that these people from Brazil and these people from all over the world are the ones who will keep dance alive. I mean, dance on a stage, because inside the homes it will always exist. But we see less and less Egyptian dancers. If we compare how many dancers, professional Egyptian dancers we have in Cairo today, then years ago we have very little, very few dancers. So I guess that dancers from all over the world have a really important role in studying and keeping this dance alive also. It's like we guard this, you know, we study and guard this and teach and spread. And in Egypt and also in the world, I guess some people wanted to do modern things and they wanted to modify everything, and they don't want to also, some people don't want to study, to go more deep, you know, and this is something that happens. But I see that now people are also tired of watching dance. On Instagram, for example, you see many very sexy things, but they don't tell you anything. This dance is much more than that. And I believe that after some time, people who really study deep and people who really keep dance, I know it evolves, but people who keeps art also in Cairo, I think this will be different. Like, wow, look at how she dances. And I believe, and I want to believe, that we have a future with this dance and that it will be better, especially talking about Egypt. I want and I have to believe that we will have more dancers, and I hope Egyptian also. And I hope that we have a bad moment now, but at some point it has to rise, And I think the people who keep it will be seen, and appreciated, and that's what I hope.
Let me clarify one point about Egypt, if you please. The main point of view is we still sick. I have to say this. So sorry, I'm Egyptian, and of course, all of you know, of course, that I'm Egyptian. But the Egyptian mind is a little bit sick. So for this reason, we stopped talking about this type of dance, but other side we are dancing. This is very strange for us. This is what I explained to all my students, to all my friends, to a lot of people. One side we say no, it is wrong, and so on, so on, so. But other side, when we happy, when we feel happy, we stand up and start dancing. This is the main point of view. There are some issues. I think step by step it will finish, but it takes a little bit time until disappear. Then this type of art will come back again. I hope to see when it comes back again very soon. I'm waiting for this, and sometimes I'm fighting also to let people wake up and understand what are they doing, what is around them, to understand what are they doing, especially this type of art, which all of us we fell in love with it. I don't know, time is running, and
yes.
I don't want to stop asking you. Do you have any question do you like to ask about? Not any question, any issue. I'm sorry, any issue. Do you have a question for any issue do you want to ask me about?
Okay. Oh. Wow, it's so hard to think about one now, because we have so many things we could also talk about.
Do you
know, but yes. I think you could maybe talk about your work in the academy, and about research and the books.
Why you wake me up now? I am happy now that I'm outside.
Oh, sorry, forget it.
It's okay. I'm involved in this, even outside or inside. Outside home or inside home, I'm involved in this type of art. I love it very much, and I'm dive deep and deep and deep, of course. So it's okay. But sometimes I love to forget what's outside. But anyway, yes. This is the last research I finished. It already was about the Sinai Peninsula and their dancing over there, which belongs to the Bedouin tribes. No one touched it, or no one created a map, a distribution map for their dance before. I created it and already know now exactly which part have which type of dance over there. This is number one. Number two, suddenly I discovered something was clear since long time, but people in Egypt, don't ask me why, they didn't had a spotlight on it, which a special type of tribes, but living over there. This is special type of tribes. We call them Nawar tribes, Bedouin. Suddenly, I found that they called them Bedouin, but other side they are, or the in other books, same I think in your country and also in many countries all over the world, they mentioned them under the not Bedouin, the others, Gypsy, under Gypsy tribes. But I found them, yes, but now they are one branch under Gypsy tribes. But I found them over there, which is something very new. Oops, I cannot say something until they publish this. They publish this research. But anyway, now I said to you. So I found them, but they are Bedouin in this area, and they came from the same route. The same route which the Gypsy entered Egypt, or coming and entered Egypt. So this is something I didn't discover it, but I found it in one of the old sources, Egyptian sources, talking about these people over there. This is something very important. So they have their own type of dance, which I wrote about it, yes, also in this research, and much more new points. I'm waiting until the Ministry of Culture here and the Academy of Arts published this research. Then I will translate it in English and I will spread it, or I will share it with all of you. This is one point.
Right.
Of course, they sent me the book, as I showed you in my last video about it. And this is not the first time, but this is the fourth time. The third, the second, and the first time already I did some researches, yes, also about dancing in all of this. And this is the fourth time. Don't ask me why I shared it with you, because there are three behind. But this one suddenly, because I'm happy that I start to understand the Dabka dance, which belongs to these people over there. I start to understand it and which type of Dabka it is. Most of the time when we give these classes to the students, even me, we were giving the classes with some steps without understanding if it is real steps belongs to these people, actually really 100% or not. So sometimes we were using different steps belongs to another area. Sometimes, even me, I was wrong. 90% of the teachers, the dance teachers, the Egyptian choreographers who give Dabka dance belongs to this area, they do something like this. So this is the first time now we know exactly which type of Dabka belongs to these people, I mean steps belongs to these people, and how we can create it on a stage. This is the main core of my research, or my latest research now.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Of course, I'm not here to talk about myself once more again. I love to hear from you, because I said to myself, I have to change the position. So I will ask and you will answer, not I answer your questions. But this is the last question, as I told you, if you have any questions. So I answered you, and I hope you like it.
Of course, it's always great to hear from you, always. Every time I learn something new, and imagine now with everybody watching, and it's always so nice.
So it was so nice time together in this conversation. I'm so happy, and of course, if we receive any hard questions by Brazilian language or something like that, of course I will be the first one to answer it. Very easy for me, but it's difficult, of course. So it could, yeah. It could be if we have questions by Brazilian language, you can translate it, and I'm sorry, you can answer it. Or if it needs more clarification or something like that, we can do another meeting about it and talk about it once more again. I was so happy with you in this conversation, and really I enjoyed very much. I wish you too enjoyed very much too, or enjoyed with me.
It was wonderful. I just wanted your Turkish coffee, which I could not have now. But in the future, soon.
Something very, very difficult, or let me say, it is a secret. My mind now, my deep mind now, thinking seriously to go to the kitchen in front of me now. The kitchen in front of me. I want to go to the kitchen and cook my coffee and drink it.
Yes, wonderful.
Yes, I missed it now.
Wonderful. It's wonderful.
Thank you very much. You are welcome. Really, Monica, you are welcome anytime. Your home here. Our home is your home, and you are welcome anytime when you come to Egypt. So please come. By the way, Egypt is much more safe.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Egypt is much more safe now. During this pandemic, it is still safe now, and I wish to be much more safe. And I hope your country too. I heard a lot about a lot of countries all over the world. I hope this pandemic finish and everything comes back again cool. We hope. So please take care of yourself and be safe. Keep yourself safe, and everyone hearing us now, please take care of yourself, and we still need all of you. Don't forget this, okay?
Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for inviting me for this special occasion. Please say hello to Hoda. I also miss her so much.
Don't remind me, she is not here at home. We are alone. We are alone now. Don't remind me, she is out. Thank you very much. It was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
It was wonderful time together. Thank you very much, and I wish you a wonderful. Today is what time now is in Brazil, please?
Let's see. It's 15 to 5 p.m. 5 p.m. in Brazil.
That means actually, I wish you a wonderful evening, and
thank you.
See you again very soon. Don't miss to send me every time one part, same like always, of your dance to me to watch it, because I love to watch you dancing. I love your performance. Okay?
Oh, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Okay. Deal.
Thank you very
so much. Thank you, everybody.
See you very soon.
See you soon.
Okay, thank you.